Okay, this morning we're going to test fit this rear window panel on a HK Monaro. Pretty genuine sort of car. We've done a lot of work with this, developing products, particularly the front quarter panel sections, the lower quarter panel sections here, and these uppers. But it's a very genuine car. The rear end of this car hasn't been played with before as far as we can see. What I've got here is I've got a panel, this one here, which was produced in 2008, and I've got a recent production panel, just to make sure that nothing's happened to the tooling over those years that we don't know about. We have had these panels test fitted before on Jones Monaro, and according to the panel beater they fitted perfectly. However, we have had a concern raised over the internet, so we're going to test fit one again. So we've got fairly competent panel beaters here today that specialise in metal finishing and just total restoration. We'll film them as they go along during the day. They will melt the lead out of here, take it off as it should be taken off, and then we'll clamp both panels in just to see that both of them fit. As you can see, this one's reasonably well rusted out, but the good thing is the rust is generally only in this upper panel. This lower panel, which is what this one attaches to, is still pretty much perfect. Hasn't rusted through anywhere, so it's an ideal car to do this. Alright, the guys are now starting to take this panel off, drill out the spot welds and so on. So they've gotten the panel off, obviously. Just cleaning up the area. Just removing the last bits of the old panel. You're a bit quicker than the old boy. He does it right. Alright, guys have fitted this panel up now. That's just clamped in. As you can see, there's only two clamps in around that window area. If we run this camera along that edge, you can see that the panel's the correct shape because it fits the inner panel perfectly. Hasn't been massaged, hasn't been played with at all. Basically all they've done is trimmed up these edges where it fits up to the quarter panel and clamped it into place. Right shape along the back of the boot edge here. And same here, you know, it all fits nicely. If you want to just open that up, and where it clamps up to that under panel there, it's fitting up nicely too, isn't it? One of the things that Colin has said is if this is not all cleaned out and trimmed up correctly, it'll sit up in these areas, which is pretty obvious, but just an observation. So they're going to actually weld this in now and finish it off. This is the original join where it gets lead filled, just spot welded down back into this area. That just gets spot welded back down. to me, it's pretty much a perfect fit. And sure, you have to trim off this edge here to the right length, but it's better to have more material there than not enough. Okay, our panel beaters are in the process of fixing this panel off. As you can see, they've drilled out all the plug weld holes there, welded these edges in, and as you can see, it all sits down nicely. And they've clamped in the back area here, so it's all pretty much ready to weld in. Again, no clamps on there, sitting nicely against that original panel. Okay, the panel beaters have just left. I've just cleaned up a little bit so that all the dust and grime has been moved away. I've just thrown these windscreen mouldings in, just so that you can see that the curvature on this back panel is going to fit that quite nicely. The shape around the boot lid, the boot lid could probably come forward a touch, but as you can see that the gap's very consistent along there. So the panel itself, curvature-wise, is spot on. We showed you a bit earlier how it fits the inner panel perfectly, and it's lined up along here nicely. That just needs to be either re-leaded or a little bit of body filler through there. Show you this side also. Comes up very nicely, and again fits that body moulding nicely. You can see now that this has been attached under here that those two panels joined up perfectly together. And in the boot area, rather than plug weld this, the guys actually spot welded it back together again. Just spot welded it straight to that original panel. You can see the spot welds in here. Spot welded through here. So this just needs a bit of a clean up through here, and that's all going to be fine. The only area they had to actually weld is where it meets the hinge bracket there. You can see that needs a bit of a clean up as well, obviously. But all in all, this panel has fitted up extremely well. It just confirms what another panel beater has told us in the past when we had one fitted to James Monaro. He told me it fitted up beautifully, and these panel beaters have told us exactly the same thing. They're very happy with it. I'll just take these mouldings out. And you can see right through there. They plug welded it and then just ground it up, trim this off to meet that under panel. It's not far from needing some paint on it, so I don't think you could ask for better than that.